Hey guys, this is Chris. Welcome back to my channel. So I've been a little MIA from posting these last couple of weeks. I just had one of my teeth pulled. So I was out for a while. I couldn't really talk, couldn't really eat. I was drooling everywhere, just a hot mess. And so I was thinking that I can start getting into my last trip that I took in June, which was to Berlin, Jordan, and Israel. When I showed up into the city, I think it was about 11:30 p.m. on a Monday night, so a little bit closer to midnight. And what I actually did, because I've never been to Jordan before, never been to Amman, I wasn't really sure on how the travel was going to be from the airport into the city. So what I actually did was I arranged with my hotel ahead of time to pick me up from the airport. So when I actually landed, I actually had a driver that was able to take me directly to my hotel. So it was about $30 to get from the airport to my hotel, which was Sydney Hotel, located near, I would say downtown Amman. It wasn't that far from like the Amman Citadel, Rainbow Street, and then just downtown in general. And it was about $70 for both nights, so about 35 give or take a night. So still pretty cheap. It was a hotel room, so I had my own room, I had my own bathroom, I had my own TV, my own space. When I got to my hotel, it was still popping. It was Ramadan, so people were out extremely late. And so I was hungry, so I wanted to go grab a bite to eat. And the place that I ate there the following night too, I think before I actually left Amman, was Hashem Restaurant. I think it's famed as one of the oldest restaurants in Jordan. And I think I paid only maybe like $5 or $6 for a thing of hummus, some pita bread, some falafel, and like a Coke. So $5 or $6 for a meal was not that bad. Like I said, I ate there twice. The following day, I also ate at a place called Books at Cafe. It was kind of near Rainbow Street, but it was a really interesting place. It's like this little bookstore inside, and inside it, like upstairs, there's like this cafe. You can smoke hookah. There's a restaurant. There's a bar. So it's a pretty cool place. And like I said, I was there during Ramadan, so um, well, for one, it's hot. It's Jordan. It's the Middle East, and most of the things are closed during the day, food wise, because people are fasting. And it's not really until sundown that restaurants start opening and people start eating. And I kind of wandered around for a while before I actually found somewhere I could eat. The following day, hit the Amman Citadel, the Roman Theater, the Roman Nympheum. I think that's how you say it. And a couple other little sites here and there. I just kind of walked around, checked out a couple mosques. I didn't actually go in. I'm not sure if you could, but just, marveling at them from the outside. Wandering back streets of Amman was pretty interesting. Oh, one thing I did forget. So, if you're planning a trip to Jordan, you want to think about visas and visa fees, because even coming from the United States, you do need a visa in order to enter Jordan. Luckily, Jordan offers visas on arrival, and you can get one of these if you are an American citizen. What I actually did was I got a Jordan pass. You can order these online. I think you could do it while you're in Jordan, but it was just easier to just to do it online. I think it was about maybe 70 dinars, so around $100. It sounds a lot, but it actually waives your visa fee, which is about 40 dinars, which is about $56. That's just for your visa. And then what it actually also paid for was my attractions. So the things I did in Amman, the Citadel, the Roman Theater, it paid for those. And it also paid for my trip to Petra. So with your visa plus your 1 day entry to Petra, that's already like $120. So you might as well just get the Jordan Pass, have the visa fee waived, and then have your entry into Petra waived, and then you're able to go to all these other like museums and attractions as well. So to me, it was worth it. So that's pretty much it for what I did in Amman. So departing from Amman, I actually booked a ticket with JetBus, which is a really convenient bus service. So if you are going to be going to Petra from Amman, I would just book the bus ticket ahead of time just to save that hassle. Um, so the ticket was about 17 dinars, which is around, I don't know, maybe $15. And it left about 7 a.m. And then I think it got to Wadi Musa maybe around 10 or 11 a.m. Um, so when I actually got there, it wasn't that far. It was maybe like 5 minute walk from my hotel when I actually arrived in Wadi Musa. And so I just walked to my hotel and I couldn't check in yet. So what I did was just dropped off my bags. And then since I already had my Jordan pass and my ticket for Petra paid for, and it was still pretty early, I decided to just head into Petra the same day, which probably wasn't smart. Well, it was smart to go, but I was still wearing jeans and um, I think like a black t-shirt, and it was hot. It was extremely hot. And I just wasn't thinking I should have changed before I actually left. But I was actually just gonna go walk around for a little bit and then come back to the hotel. But that just wasn't the case. I just kept following the trails and I ended up walking all the way to the monastery, which is probably about an hour and a half hike up a mountain in like 90, 100-degree weather in jeans like a dumbass. So that wasn't fun. But I hit a lot of things on that first day. Um, but I was actually paying for it the second day because the second day I had to leave Petra extremely early. I could not hang anymore by mid after like not even mid afternoon. It was probably like 12 or 1, and I had to turn back around. Like I just couldn't do it anymore. I want to say it was the second day. I actually went to Petra at night. So what that is I think it starts around maybe 8:30. I paid extra. I think it was 17 dinars, which is around $23. Um, I wasn't sure if it was included in the Jordan Pass. I should have asked, but I paid. Um, so yeah, it's about maybe 2 or 3 hours. They set up little candles. It's really dark, and you and like the big group, you walk all the way towards the treasury, which is the first big massive structure you see when you come through the souk. One thing that I wasn't expecting though, when I actually went to Petra, well, I knew it was going to be hot. I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of shade. So you do want to make sure that you're in cool clothes. You have some sort of sun protection. You wear sunscreen because your ass would get burnt. Um, and ho- mm, hopefully it is unscented because this literally, like, no joke, there was so many flies there you could swear you were already dead. Like, it was not like, I'm not even exaggerating. They were flying in my ears, they were flying in my nose. Like, you had to keep swatting them away, otherwise they would just eat your face. But the sights were beautiful. It was a pretty place. Big, really big. I actually planned to get a guide when I was there, but I ended up just spending the 2, 3 days, actually the 2 days, because the third day I don't even think I went to Petra, actually. I think I was just so sick from the day before, that I just stayed home and I needed to eat and just kind of like rehydrate and just. I wasn't really eating either. I was only eating maybe once a day. I was mostly drinking water. Um, but yeah, when it's really hot, I can't eat as much. But yeah, so I wasn't really eating, and then I was just trying to rehydrate myself as much as I could. But yeah, so that third day, I just kind of like kicked back in the hotel. But yeah, so the hotel I actually stayed in Wadi Musa, because I didn't get to that yet, was Edam Hotel, and I spent 3 nights there, and I spent 110 Jordanian dinars, which is around $155. So this is roughly about $50 a night, and this was an actual hotel room, pretty nice, pretty fancy. Well, not extremely fancy. Not everyone spoke English, so just keep that in mind. Um, this is why these things come really in handy. So this one is a Middle East phrase book, and like I said, it has different types of Arabic: modern standard, Egyptian, Gulf Arabic, Levantine Arabic, even Hebrew, because when you're in the Middle East. But for the most part, there are people who do speak English but just do not expect it. So there's actually 3 border crossings in between Israel and Jordan. There's the one in the north, which is the Jordan River border crossing. There's the one in the center, which pretty much links Amman to Jerusalem, which is the Allen Bay border crossing, which is the most common one. And then the one in the south is Wadi Araba border crossing. It's just smarter to cross into Israel from the south rather than going all the way back up to the north and then trying to cross that way, which is going to be more difficult and just more time consuming. It was already about a 2.5 hour drive from Wadi Musa to Aqaba in the south, where you would cross the Wadi Araba border into Eilat, Israel. And so I just went that route. It cost me 50 dinars for a personal driver, which I arranged with my hotel. And so this was around $70 with the tip, maybe $75, $80, which is expensive, and especially if you're by yourself. So if you had maybe one other person or 2 people with you, you could just split that cost, because there was still the back seats open. But at that point I really didn't care, especially because it was a Saturday morning, and at the moment, well, when I was actually in Israel, actually the 2 times I've been into Israel, it was pretty volatile moments, I guess you can say. But I was just unsure of whether the borders would be open. That I'll actually get into in a different video. I spent maybe 7 to 8 days there. It was extremely hot. Like I said, it was during Ramadan, but that didn't affect my experience, I think, at all, except for like food places being closed, and just being conscious about like drinking and eating in public. Like it wasn't really that much of a big deal. The people were extremely nice. I think Jordan was one of the places where I think the people were the nicest. Just think that if you're thinking about going to Jordan, I would just go. Don't, overthink it. Don't worry. Is it safe? Is it, especially if you're a female and you're thinking about traveling alone, I would honestly say don't worry about it. Just as long as you're doing your research and you're on your P's and Q's and you're aware of your surroundings, I think you will have a really good time. So with that being said, if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to know about Jordan that I might know, or about my experience, or you want me to go into a little bit more detail about other things that I did, shoot a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be trying to shoot out better content soon.